clap it up. Another audio-visual experience, episode 51 of the 5ASIDE podcast. Today, you are joined by...
What's up? What's up?
Kendrick.
Gabriel.
Kwesi.
Yes, sir.
And Kendrick has a little activity for us to kick off the episode.
Oh, yes. I do indeed. All right, so we got these
activities.
We got these very beautiful air fresheners from our dear friends at the Footy Culture.
Gang.
The #1 Canada football podcast.
You done know.
They started this company called Footy Fresh. Very beautiful illustrations of some of your favorite footballers. We got Neymar.
Boom.
We got Leao.
Boom.
We got Henry, etc. All the legends. So I'm gonna distribute these to the guys. We only have 8 of them, so we each get 2 each. Now I want y'all to pick one. Basically, you're gonna get to keep one, and you're gonna have to give one away, and you're gonna have to justify why you want to give that one away. So basically, like, which player would you want to keep in your squad?
Cool.
I like it.
So yeah, here's one.
You just
These are-
blind-handedly?
Huh?
You just blind-hand into us?
Yeah. That's it.
Yes.
Football-inspired air fresheners. Essentially, we're gonna do a quick activity. I just handed 2 to each of the guys, and essentially, what we're gonna do is pick one player that we want to keep in our team, and trade one player that we will be willing to give away, and explain why. So,
You want me to start?
yeah.
All right, we'll
So-
around.
I have Cristiano and Kaká.
Ronaldo.
This is not an easy one, honestly.
Nah, that's tough. That's
It's
tough.
not an easy one.
Ronaldo.
So this is me. It's a club that I have. Okay. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, although it is not an easy one, I have to keep Ronaldo.
Hey.
Really?
I have to.
Yes.
Now, are you
sick.
keeping Ronaldo overall? Because that is
Sick.
technically Al Nassr Ronaldo.
That's what I'm saying. Let's keep it to the players.
Oh,
Just
literally,
to
this
where
is
they
Al
are, where
Nassr.
they
keep
are.
it to where they are. Don't talk about that. Kaká is
So I
raising
have
the Ballon d'Or.
Yeah.
Kaká or Al Nassr.
You better pick
Yeah.
the Ballon d'Or,
Okay,
bro.
so I have Ballon d'Or Kaká and Al Nassr Ronaldo.
Ballon, bro.
Yeah. I think I have to
Kaká.
have Ballon d'Or Kaká at my club as well. Golden boy.
That's true.
Yeah, no.
Last
Kaká for sure,
non
unfortunately.
Last non
La Liga
Messi
player.
Yeah,
last non-Ronaldo
last
Messi,
non-Messi
right?
Ronaldo
before they
player.
started the tyranny.
The tier, yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Before they terrorized us for a decade.
Definitely.
Oh.
2 decades.
That's
We're not gonna recover from them actually.
Nah,
We're not.
football wise, yeah.
Football wise.
definitely it's over. Yeah.
Anyway,
It's true.
I like it.
Cool. I have Barca, Ronaldinho, and AC Milan, Rafael Leao. If I were a GM, I would give away Ronaldinho. Now, here's the reason why. Dino brings a certain culture to your club. He's going to be the guy that's going out to the function late at night. He might be showing up to practice dumb lit. You know what I'm saying? He might be a bad influence on the youth.
it's true.
So I'm going to bring Rafa. He's a responsible, respectable young man. He's very fly, and he's a baller on the pitch. So unfortunately, I'm going to have to give away
Cool.
Dino.
I got Inter Miami, Messi, and GOAT Thierry Henry with the Invincibles of Arsenal. Messi out of here. Not even close.
Way like
I mean,
it's disgusting.
What's there to say, bro? Peak Thierry versus
Inter.
Miami Messi.
Nah, it's fair.
It's not close, bro. Shout out
fact.
TT, bro.
Nah, it's a
Shout out
fact.
TT.
Not gonna lie, it's one of the. We have a lot of similar situations going on in these hands. I got, you know what I'm saying, Bellingham, Bellingham, and I got Al
Al
Hilal.
Hilal.
Al Hilal.
Nay. You know, this guy hasn't even been touching the pitch much. You know, Nay, got love for Nay, but this guy's up for the future. We hope he stays, you know what I'm saying, fit and safe. We can add him to you gave away Ronaldo.
I did.
Listen,
All the old heads, all the old
Ronaldo,
heads. We got the uncle
Messi.
party and then the nephew party. That's what it
Listen,
is,
nah,
bro.
that's a fact.
We got all the unks, bro. Look at this. That's funny.
feel me?
Yeah.
And so this is our foresight. What's our foresight?
Oh,
This is a crazy lineup.
we got
Ballon d'Or Kaká.
Leao.
The Invincibles Henry
All right, so the way I lined this up.
and Jude
Let
too.
me see that again, Kaká. Let me see that again. Okay, we'll have Thierry up front.
Definitely.
We'll have it'll be a 1-2-1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jude furthest back.
Yeah,
And
Jude
Kaká
goes
and
back, yeah.
and Lao. That's a crazy front four.
You're not getting the ball for Jude.
Yeah,
and
That's a
Kaká.
crazy front four.
Jude and Kaká keeping the ball.
You'll never
Them
listen to
two will experiment.
Yeah.
Goals. It's over.
Hmm.
Word.
A lot of speed too.
So yeah, shout out to Footy Fresh. Shout out to the Footy Culture. Appreciate
gang.
y'all big time.
Canada.
Like, subscribe, follow them.
Yes.
For
all
sure.
that.
We'll see you in the 6 side, son.
Facts.
It's a fact.
But wait, there's more. So shout out to Pablo's Mate for bringing us some beautiful, beautiful beverages that you can see right here.
A little thirsty
Gonna
myself.
do another live taste test similar to we did with that Guarana.
Got on there.
So you know what I'm saying?
So, does anybody know what mate actually is?
I don't know much about it.
Let me look it up.
Yeah, I
Y'all
feel like
talk.
we should.
But this is the proverbial bebida promoting natural health and vibes. And
Natural.
as I was told by the person who delivered these to me, it goes phenomenal with some tequila as well. So keep that in mind for my adults drinking responsibly.
First of all, I need y'all.
The art's crazy.
I need y'all to get into this artwork.
The art's
Whoever-
crazy.
Whoever made this, we're gonna find out and
Very
tag them.
serious.
Shout that out. This is a very beautiful can. They got bro on the front with the little fedora on and the little yerba mate cup.
Mm-hmm.
So shout out to Pablo's Mate. This
No, I'm not gonna lie.
is very aesthetically
Definitely.
pleasing.
You guys
probably
want
one
to
of-
break down your Sorry, go ahead.
That's fire.
Oh no, I was just gonna say this is probably one of my favorite drinks they ever gave us at WTF.
Damn,
No,
it's
I'm
like
not-
that.
Bro, I'm not
This
gonna
is
lie.
fire.
We taste it. We taste
Bro, like I'm not gonna lie. They only had one. I was tight.
Yeah.
Wolf. I was like, bro, where the rest of them?
it. Ooh,
This is fire.
this is very nice.
And we did what we did. We did a live taste test of a Yerba Mate. I wasn't rocking with it. This
Wow.
right here,
Yeah, this is very
Pablo's Mate.
Bro, the thing about
what Pablo likes. You know what I'm saying, bro?
it, yo,
I feel like Pablo. This shit is fire.
no, it's,
man.
it's interesting because it has like an iced tea-ish type. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? But like I don't know what the layer because it's like the aftertaste is something.
Yeah.
So
It's a Yerba Mate extract. Got a little brown sugar and cinnamon too with it. You know what I'm saying? This is nice, man.
Bro,
This is nice.
imagine
Those-
only having this once and then you just say pH in the, you know what I'm saying?
That's like
Yeah.
I ain't gonna say that, but yeah.
those who don't
Y'all know
know-
what I'm saying though,
for
right?
those who don't know,
You
mate
right, right?
is
Yo, let him cook. Let him cook.
No, you got it. I was just thinking about
For
something.
those who don't know, mate is a traditional South American drink that's quite popular in countries like Argentina, Uruguay, Paraguay. It's made by steeping dried leaves of the yerba mate plant in hot water. People often enjoy it in a gourd with a metal straw called a bombilla. It's kind of like tea
Bombilla.
with a unique flavor, and it also has a social aspect to it. It's meant to be shared with family and friends while you're drinking and talking and stuff. It's what I have here is that it's a bit like an Italian espresso in terms of the socialization aspect of it. Like you have to talk and eat and drink.
It's like wine too.
it's
I'm gonna have to serve this at Vivi. Shit.
Fitting for a podcast.
Definitely. This is very much a podcast beverage. Pablo's Mate. Yeah, y'all gotta try this, bro.
Yo,
I gotta
and
try
shout out
this.
and one more shout out to Pablo. You know, they say the less ingredients, the healthier it is for you. The only ingredients in this beverage are carbonated water, yerba mate extract, brown sugar, cinnamon, citric acid, potassium, and natural lemon flavor.
Fire.
That's it. And this tastes phenomenal.
It's
Immaculate.
phenomenal, dude.
This
Yeah,
is
that's-
fresh.
that's actually
And this
phenomenal.
is a beautiful, fresh beverage on a beautiful New York City, damn near summer day in March.
Facts.
So this
I
is
feel-
perfect.
I feel 10 times healthier than before.
Actually,
Nah, facts.
yeah. Life expectancy just doubled at this point.
Pablo's mate.
Pablo, definitely. Pablo's mate, y'all.
Pablo's
Definitely. But wait, there's more. We have a package from Oakland Roots.
Yes, sir.
Family out of the A Bay, Bay,
Five-side
Bay,
mailbox
Bay.
looking
Yo, this is
crazy
really
right now.
five-side mailbox.
Mailbox.
Is nuts, bro. Five-side mailbox is nuts.
Side mailbox.
Yo, so
was
shout out
crazy.
everybody at Oakland
Side
Roots.
mailman tight.
Definitely tight. He's busy. He's working overtime, bro. What's going on?
Niggas
Yo?
got something.
We got to
Across
tip
the
him for
world.
real. Yeah.
Traveling across the world.
Canada,
Oakland.
Oakland, Brooklyn.
Shit.
Too much going on. Nigeria at this point. Shit.
It's a fact.
But shout out
That's-
Oakland
Yo,
Roots.
that's the segment name for real. Five-a-side
Definitely.
mailbox.
So hold on. We gotta get this right. Shout out
Get
Oakland
psyched
Roots.
it.
Shout out Oakland Roots for bringing this through.
Yes.
Oakland Roots Soccer Club. Oakland first, always. Shout out Idris out there. Shout out Isaiah, the photographer who we met too. Shout out, I believe her name is Gabriella. Appreciate y'all heavy. Just dropped these new kits. Oh, hold on. Hold on.
Hey,
Goodness
Oof.
gracious.
let's look at the
Nah,
palette, bro.
this
Look
is
at the
beautiful.
That is
palette.
beautiful.
This is
That
this
is
is
beautiful.
art,
Goodness
bro.
gracious.
I'm not gonna
This
lie.
is art.
I'm not gonna lie.
This is art, bro.
You get Gabe's film on that late at night.
Yeah,
Can I pick the next one?
absolutely. This is beautiful, man. Y'all went crazy.
This is a beautiful color already. With the little green.
Yeah, that's nice, bro.
Come on.
This is extremely sick.
Nah, this is actually crazy.
Nah, man.
And peep the sleeve. It says "I love Oakland," but it's like got the flight on it.
It's wavy
That's
shit.
super hard, bro.
That's
And to
wavy
incorporate,
shit.
especially in the home kit, the colors of the emblem, but in this like geometric pattern.
Oh, we got a scarf
Nah,
too.
the actual
Come on.
unbelievable. We got
Let
the
me see what
scarf
the
on it
jerseys-
too. Wow. 2 home, 2 away.
Can I open
Stickers. We got the game schedule. 5ASIDE fam, thank you for everything, Idris. Shout out you, Idris. We don't have to catch one of these games, bro, for sure. We got to go back out west.
No, OD.
We got to go back out west.
It's pending.
Yeah. And shout out to Oakland Soul, the women's team too, doing their thing.
Like a little blankie.
That's fire.
Put your little baby in this drink.
What? Or a picnic blanket too, little Fort Greene Park wine date, you know what I'm saying?
Facts.
This is fire, bro.
I'm pulling up to the wine date like this.
Come on. Lay it down for shorty.
You could put that on the kitchen table.
Defo.
Mhm.
Defo. Let's see the sizes here. These are 2 mediums.
Love.
Good shit.
So one of those should be
So
smaller
fire.
than for Josh. But yeah, man, Oakland Roots. Shout out y'all heavy, bro. Oakland first always. The Bays team. Zendaya tapped in with them too. Don't play with them, for real.
I think Oakland Roots undeniably had the flyest, most insane release video promo for their kits. If you haven't seen it, you need to go to. Honestly, I'll post it on my personal feed.
Yeah,
because y'all need to see this. Like, it was like a music video.
Yeah,
like, it was like a 2-minute.
Now the drone shot was fire.
The drone. They had a drone fly from the street into a building, into a whole
Spider-Man,
scene, multiple scenes that was happening, and then come back out the bit like
Spider-Man.
And speaking of Spider-Man, Tom Holland was out there wearing the shit with Zendaya.
Bro,
talk about that literally. Come on, come on, bro.
Yo.
Come on, dog.
Yo,
99 chemistry.
I've never seen
Cue the Oakland Roots video. Thank you.
Yeah, definitely,
Yeah,
definitely.
Facts. I've never seen anything like that. So
Yeah,
they definitely innovative, and everything that they talk about, that they say
Be about.
they're doing, they really do it.
yeah. And we're having a podcast coming out after this. That's going to be with Gianni Lee, creative, art and culture consultant for New York City FC. Talks a lot about fashion and footy and how it works within teams. Oakland Roots is another example doing exactly that, from their marketing to the kit design to their off-pitch clothing that they do. Everything about them, they are exemplifying it with full creativity. And low-key, the jersey kind of matches the Pablo's Mate, so there might be a little connection right there, bro.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Throw a little oop for them, but yeah, a lot going on in the footy world. Seb, I know you got quite a list of things for us to talk about, so let's get straight into it.
Wait.
So guys, I'm gonna just, for retention purposes, listeners, just so you know everything that we're about to get into, I'm gonna go down this list and then we'll start breaking it down. So we have Pulisic, the AC Milan stuff, 3 red cards. AC Milan played Lazio, 3 red cards were in that game. Pulisic did some wild stuff, so we're gonna discuss what it's like to have a teammate that's kind of an asshole on the field, what it's like playing with him and playing against him. We have Mbappe, who got benched at halftime and then went up into the stands. He was seen on his phone at halftime.
I love it.
We have the La Liga ref in the Real Madrid versus Valencia game. It seemed like Real Madrid actually won the game. They scored a goal in the last minute, but the ref blew the whistle right before. He low-key stuttered on the whistle, which is wild. Never seen anything like that. So we're going to discuss that. Then we have Vini's celebration against Valencia. He put up the fist. We're going to discuss what that means. We may discuss what it means to be Valencia. I don't know. We'll see how my employees feel about that. We have the Clippers fan section. We have Barcelona dropping a jersey. Barcelona dropping Nike as their sponsor and releasing their own jersey. We're going to talk about whether or not it means that they're broke as fuck, or whether or not they're going to do some cool shit with that. Some other stuff. We have the Gold Cup draw. Essentially, there were 2 teams. I think it was Costa Rica and Puerto Rico. Those 2 teams were literally level on every single possible metric to decide who went through to the next round.
That's crazy.
So they did a coin toss?
Yeah, a draw of the name. Just like, all right, which is a coin toss? Heads or tails?
Yeah.
One or the other.
Nuts. Then I don't know if we'll get to these. Maybe not. We'll see.
Yes.
We had
Send it in the
IX
chat.
team photographer who used a 130-year-old camera to capture a match. I think it was cool. We may talk about it. We may not. Pogba's ban. Mbappe had dinner with the French president and the president of Qatar.
That's facts.
MLS fans and ultras, and perhaps we'll get to the Beach Soccer World Cup. Anyway, let's begin.
Let's go fast.
Guys, so I'll break this down right now. So I'm an AC Milan fan, so I was watching the AC Milan game this weekend. I'm watching Pulisic, who's on the wing. Essentially what happens is there's a goal kick that happens. One of AC Milan's players, Benacer, jumps up and he happens to elbow one of Lazio's players in the face. So the Lazio player falls. The Lazio teammates are all like, yo, let's chill for a second. And Pulisic continues to play. So Pellegrini, who is one of Lazio's defenders, sees Pulisic continuing to run towards the ball and kind of puts his hands out. You have all the other Lazio players who also have their hands out like, yo, chill, stop. Pulisic keeps going. The ref didn't blow the whistle. He put his hand to his mouth, but he didn't blow the whistle. So Pellegrini kind of loses his head, grabs Pulisic by the neck, throws him to the ground, gets a second yellow card, and gets a red card. So what are y'all thoughts on sportsmanship like that, where, there's a player on the ground, everyone is asking y'all to stop play, let's treat this player, but you don't? How do y'all feel about that?
Well,
It's both sides of the coin because granted, what Pulisic played to the whistle.
There was no whistle.
Exactly, so that's what I'm saying.
Play to
So
the whistle
every coach would tell you to play to the whistle. Definitely. I mean, y'all have something to say, but that was kind of my thing. It all depends on
Yeah,
perspective.
I agree. And I think one of the problems with footy right now is there's too many people faking injuries.
Sure.
There's way too many people faking injuries, way too many. Whether faking a head injury, faking your arm, leg, whatever it is,
Damn.
we're going to play on.
Be hurt, bro.
Footy
I know,
flops.
but a lot of people are flopping. So I'm leaving it up to the ref at that point, to be honest. There's even mad times someone gets pushed over and they're rolling on. It's like, bro,
Footy
people, we've
floppers.
played the game, we've been pushed over. It doesn't
Soccer
hurt like
players
that.
are soft.
I think it depends.
Basketball too, they doing the same shit in the NBA. It's getting scary out there. Flopping.
For me, it depends on the reaction of the player who caused the injury. So, like, if we're on the same team and Josh tackled the fuck out of somebody, but like he doesn't look like he did anything bad, or he's not waving to me like, yo,
Yo,
chill.
gotcha.
Yeah, like kick it out, like I actually hurt the guy.
Yep.
Then like keep playing. But if Josh is like, oh shit, like I just bodied somebody, then it's on me to be like, all right,
Yeah.
you gotta feed off of the person who actually like supposedly caused the injury.
So what's interesting about that is that the Lazio players were like so, I guess they felt so like frustrated by what happened that by the end of the game they had 2 more players sent off.
Yeah.
One of their
Yeah.
players called the ref some insane stuff, which I can't repeat on this podcast.
Yeah.
And then another player, Guendouzi, who now plays for Lazio,
Uzi.
Pulisic was kind of dribbling, and Guendouzi Guendouzi was dribbling. Pulisic is grabbing his arm, not letting him go, and Guendouzi just turns around, grabs Pulisic by the neck again, and throws him to the ground.
It
Another
wasn't
red
that
card.
aggressive though.
It wasn't that aggressive.
No.
We'll put the video here, bro. He was gritting his teeth like.
I thought the
watch
red
it.
card was an overreaction.
Really?
Yeah, because
Like that?
obviously
The ref
Pulisic
lost the game.
Pulisic enticed the
Yeah.
fuck out of him. Like, bro, if I'm running down the wing and you actually grab my whole arm, bro,
Barca
I'm actually-
Drew.
there's no way you don't react to that as a player.
It's true.
So he just turned him like, yo, get off me, bro. And
The
then he
ref-
got a red.
The ref has been banned from Serie A
Shit.
matches for the rest of the
Didn't
year.
get closer.
So
Love it.
You been banned from what?
Serie A matches for the rest of the year. He's doing.
You're on a
second
loss
division
too.
Was that the most like red cards in like the last 2 seasons in a match? I don't know
No.
the stat, but like
I think that was match fixing, but we can talk about that later.
You're on a loss
Fair
too.
point.
That's crazy.
All right.
mhm. I mean,
shit.
bro.
Good shit.
Moving on. We have Mbappe who got benched at halftime during PSG's
Greatest player
match
of all time.
against Monaco. So PSG and Monaco are first and second in the French league, maybe first and third. But essentially, PSG are preparing for life without Mbappe. That's kind of the motto of what's going on right now at the club.
Mm-hmm.
He got benched, and then instead of sitting on the bench, he went into the locker room, changed, put on street clothes, went up to the stands, and was sitting with his mom and was seen like on his phone in the 50th minute in the lockers.
Yeah.
Thoughts?
It's everything's context. Definitely within the culture of just, supporting a team.
Yeah.
We see people who are subbed, they'll go back to sit with the bench. People, shit. Even bringing it back to ball. Anthony Edwards, he had to leave, I think, during halftime because his kid was being born.
Yeah.
It's very different when you go.
I know, I understand.
All
I understand.
No.
No, I'm just.
No, you're for sure.
Okay. It makes sense.
It's just funny because he wasn't
Yeah,
subbed off like his kid was being born.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm trying to say. It's very different when you see
Yeah.
somebody subbed off, then he goes up to the top. He's with his family, there's something going on, and then you see, in a
Yeah,
more
facts.
relaxed way with everything going on with Mbappe, it looks a certain type of way.
Yep.
Hopefully it's not disrespectful. It's something that comes up in the meetings this week.
I have a question for y'all. Have y'all ever seen that before?
That's the
I've
thing.
never seen that before.
No, I've
I've never seen
there's
that
so
before.
many things with Mbappe, which we'll get to
I've-
next
that
week
we've never
I've
seen before.
Never seen before. Like,
I've never seen that. So
too much respect to him. He's bigger than the club, and no player should
Yeah.
ever be bigger than the
in
club.
Madrid, you can't be, so you got to fix that. But I will say this: Enrique subbing him, like for instance, Klopp's gonna leave Liverpool, and obviously a coach is different than a player.
Yeah.
But Liverpool right now in this season, it's win all the trophies we can win. They've played great. They won the Carabao Cup first in the Prem. Let's just finish this season. We'll figure out no Klopp later, or you do it in the background.
Yep.
You're PSG. You're playing third place Monaco. Why are you subbing him at halftime because he's leaving this summer?
It's another sign of a small mentality.
That's crazy. What?
It is.
And that's
You know,
also
it's
why you
fair.
left the Spanish national team, Luis
Small
Enrique. I'm still tied at you for the World Cup.
Because
But
if
like,
it-
how are you subbing him off? You're playing Monaco, and they didn't win.
Exactly.
And he's the
Exactly.
club's best. He's the league's best player ever.
Exactly.
That's why he don't care. He's like,
He doesn't care.
Go
No,
chill
bro,
with
he was
my
weak.
mom.
He was winking in the hallway. He didn't give a fuck.
He winked at the camera.
Yeah, he's
Time to
chilling.
Go chill with my mom.
Yeah,
I'll do the same thing.
but it's also so the other side.
They've
I'm
allowed
saying
you to do the same thing. The
Yeah,
club has
I'm saying it's
created
disrespectful to
dynamic.
Mbappe to sub him at halftime when he's not injured in an important League One game.
I don't think he gives a fuck.
No, he doesn't give a fuck, but it's so crazy.
Yeah. If he doesn't, if it's, I don't think it's not disrespectful because it isn't. You know what I mean? Like
I guess, but it's like, why are you preparing? Like you're mid game, you're not
That's
prepared for Mbappe leaving. He's on the
mid-season,
team,
bro. It's March.
Imagine,
it's,
Cl-
it's
February.
actually probably something else. Like it's
Yeah.
probably something internal.
That's
I
what-
guess.
That's what I'm saying.
but he was healthy, so
what-
it's
no,
it's
Enrique-
beef
It
shit.
could be
Enrique said
anything.
he's
It could
doing
be
that.
anything.
Enrique said he is doing that. He's
Yeah.
Yeah, of course he's gonna say that to the media, but there
No,
could
but it's
actually
been
be
3 games that this has happened.
And
with
it's
him
also a
shut off.
crazy
What
thing.
else is he supposed to say? Oh, Mbappe's fucking mom's sister died. Like, you know what I'm saying?
No,
like,
I
if something
see, okay.
happened, it's like
Okay.
you're not gonna. Come out.
Okay, 2 things.
What?
One, Mbappe is certainly not acting like there's any sort
What?
of negative thing with his family.
Said what?
Two?
What?
It's
How was he supposed to act?
well,
Yeah,
bro.
you have
First
to, you
off,
have to show
teams,
face. You have to show face regardless.
yeah, but also I'm saying like teams give grace to people when they're going through some sort of actual traumatic,
Which is
family
why
event.
bro was
and they
in the
always
fucking
say,
stands with,
and they,
with his Nike tech suit on at halftime because they gave him grace. It's all right, bro. Go ahead.
but if it's that bad, I'm sure if one. Because the problem is this. First off, we know how much these teams care about their PR. If there's a family emergency going on with his family, like they're gonna put it out there. Like, oh, let's be patient with Mbappe. This time we're supporting. So I'm saying from a PR perspective, that's what makes me say there's no family emergency. And from Mbappe's demeanor, he's chilling with his mom. He don't give a fuck. Nigga, at the 49th minute, he was on the track, bro, during the game, walking to the stands. 49th, the game's going on.
I hope everything's okay
That's
with that
my
man.
point. Yeah, of course.
I hope everything's
That's but
okay
my
with that
point
man.
is, obviously we're not there, but it's like there's nothing going on there that makes you think there's an emergency.
All right, continuing on in regards to Mbappe.
Yeah, Macron.
Yes, last week Mbappe was invited to a presidential dinner with the French president and the Qatari president. So the media sensationalized it a bit. The proper context is that
This is the clip.
France and Qatar, the French government is trying to find a way to create a peace deal between Palestine and Israel. So that's the reason why the Qataris are in. It's true. That's the reason why the Qataris.
And they called him Mbappe.
Well, yes.
That's the real cut.
Yeah, it is. Proper context because the media sensationalized the reason as to why Mbappe was invited to the French dinner. A lot of the media was like, oh, the French are going to give Mbappe everything for him to stay at PSG. The reason why he was actually at that dinner was because it was a state dinner between the French government, Macron, and the Qatari government who were in town to discuss ceasefire negotiations for what's going on in Israel and Palestine. So naturally, the French government and the Qatari government, who are some of the major players in Europe and the Middle East, are negotiating on behalf of the Europe and the Middle Eastern region. Now, the reason why Mbappe was invited is more so because PSG is a Qatari club owned by Qatari people. Yes, the
Yeah, of course.
president of PSG, the president. So, for example, first of all, a lot of Qatari and French connections. BN Sports, who for a long time was the main
Provider of Ligue 1.
provider of Ligue 1, Qatari owned business. The president Al Khalifi is either blood related or by marriage related to the envoy from Qatar to France. So the reason why Mbappe was there was because he is, of course, a major representative of like Parisian culture. Like it's a bit insane, but it's like, okay, these are all people who have relationships. This man is in Paris. It's a state dinner. Nothing big was being discussed. There was a lot of other famous people there. Hakimi was there. So, yes, the media sensationalized it a bit.
Yeah.
However, we can talk about how that shit looks.
And what he said.
Yes.
Apparently, Macron said to Mbappe, "You're going to create problems for us," in reference to his move to Madrid. Apparently, he was like, joking about it, but it's not the first time he's been involved with Mbappe's move to Madrid. Apparently, he's the one who told him to snub Real Madrid in 2021, which is like a known fact. So. Yeah, the French see a crazy value in Mbappe being in their league, bro.
I mean, they should.
As they, of course, bro, absolutely. One of their biggest exports is football. So,
this is gonna. I mean, does anybody else have thoughts on this specifically? Because I'm about to take another direction.
Go ahead.
Go crazy.
It's interesting because it reminds me of an article I read the other day about how there's a correlation. I read an article the other day about how there's a correlation between football and democracy. And basically it was talking about how in places in the world where football is either growing or already like very strong and established, there tends to be a correlation between like liberalism in those areas because of a number of factors, including the fact that like football brings all types of people together. So statistically, in areas where you have different people with different backgrounds, different religions, different beliefs, it opens people's eyes to different ideologies and generally makes people more accepting.
Okay.
A number of other factors, including like if you have an NWSL team in like a certain region, then like that's typically associated with like more affluent neighborhoods.
Yep.
Because like historically in America, on the women's side, football has been dominated by white women, and so that plays a part in like the idea of democracy and liberal areas.
Yep.
Especially in the U.S. when we talk about like what demographics of people go to like football matches the most. Immigrants tend to vote blue. And so there's like a lot of different just like associations. And then the article talked about too the World Cup and the concept of like what the World Cup does to a country politically. And they talked about how it's when you're the host country for a World Cup, you have this light being shown on you that brings all of your issues to light. If we talk about Qatar and like all the issues that came to light about the treatment of like women in the Middle East, for example, was like a big topic. And now we see in the Saudi League, there are women referees, which is something that was not a thing beforehand. They talked about how like when Germany hosted the World Cup, that's shown a light on a lot of the issues with how the Germans were treating Turkish people. And so now we have the World Cup coming up in 2026. And it's going to be interesting if Trump is president or, you know, whatever the situation is, it's going to shine a lot of light on the issues that we have going on here.
Good point.
But also open up people's eyes to like the rest of the world and what's going on in other places and like how it applies here. So
What it will definitely
Do you think it will for the U.S.?
Well, what it will
Politically,
show,
I almost
it'll
don't
show
think
a
it
lot
will.
of American ignorance
Yeah.
towards like other cultures because
Yeah.
we're going to be hosts for the world,
Ah,
but we're a
God.
very ignorant country in terms of the world.
Yeah.
So there's going to be a lot of people from a lot of different countries coming to this country for a sport that we don't even fuck with that much.
Don't say that.
Okay.
Historically
Relative-
speaking.
Historically.
It's a very popular sport in the U.S. now, though.
Historically.
Yeah.
And it's going to show, I'm worried a little bit because it's going to show a lot of, I don't know. I don't know how hospitable we're going to be.
Yeah.
Well, we did it in '94, so it wasn't that long ago, and footy was way further down the totem
That's
pole
true.
in the U.S. back
But
then.
this country's different.
Yeah.
This country's different.
And
now.
definitely will say if
We're
you
definitely way more like.
And what?
I feel like right now, the way this country is, like, there's a lot more standoffishness, just like generally for like otherness.
I understand.
It depends.
Whether it's
I think it's
Depends on location as well. Like
Yeah.
for instance, part of the reason why they would even allow the final to be in MetLife compared to in other places is due to the fact that the biggest nearby city where a lot of the action is going to happen around that final is going to be in a place with a lot of diversity. But you guys are highlighting the fact, and even Kendrick, you mentioned before on the pod with Yanni, the sport has the ability to connect cultures. Especially what we've been doing for time, bro, whether it be through the sport itself, music, fashion, your favorite, athlete, superhero when you're growing up. So of a different culture, you learn the things that they had to do while growing up, their favorite foods, just things. So hopefully it's a point. Seb, I think one thing that you mentioned, the fact that it's going to be a rough transition, it's not going to be smooth. There's going to be bumps. It's going to be bumps in the road.
You know what's going to expose is going to be our transit system and our public transportation.
yeah.
That's going to be the largest thing for Europeans, especially in terms of just like, if you're not in New York City, bro, when it comes to trains and buses and getting around, and even those with trains and buses here, because the final is in Jersey and not New York City.
What is it going to expose us?
Our lack of
the World
public transport.
The World Cup.
For the people who come to visit, bro, if you out in the West Coast for those games, you out in Dallas, you out in Miami, just good luck.
Traffic is finished.
Traffic's crazy. The lack of the bus. I hope we find a way to at least supplement to make it easier for those people.
Right.
And just even the Americans who are going to want to be going to the games. Just the added amount of people in each one of those cities. But outside of New York, bro, just hopping on the train and go places almost does not happen.
They
Relative,
definitely-
maybe Chicago a little bit, Philly too, but DC. But so many cities, and the cities themselves are disconnected from each other. The whole Amtrak thing, that's really just the Northeast.
Yep.
People aren't in, Ohio using that to go to, you know what I mean? So
Yep.
I think that just that physical experience is going to be a huge thing for foreigners traveling.
I'll definitely say like within just the state of this country as well. It's 4 countries in one, 4 or 5 in
Mad
terms of the
countries.
size
Yeah,
of it.
Facts.
Shout out to the Qatar World Cup in 2022 because people who went said that the transportation, there was 30 minutes from each other.
Yeah, something like
You know, and so hopefully when they're advertising these games and they're talking about even the packages that they're selling games, don't have somebody who's coming here for the first time going from here to here and here to here. Try and make it
Yeah.
more distinct, but it's gonna be tough for that to sort
Yeah.
out.
From what I know, which is good, is like, for instance, let's say the US's group, if they're gonna have a West Coast group like Copa America, I think all the games are just like maybe 2 in LA, 1 in Seattle. So whatever it is, they're keeping people in pockets of it.
I hope.
Toronto, Canada, right? They're gonna be playing in Toronto.
It's good.
Their whole thing's gonna be there. Mexico, they're playing in Mexico. It's not gonna be, Mexico City to Toronto to Miami for your 3 group
the
stage
players
games.
will
Toronto
pass
to
away.
So,
Montreal's a host city though.
I believe so.
That's a.
I don't know, but I don't know if
It's
they're
not
gonna
bad.
make
It's
them
like an
fly
hour and a
between.
half.
Yeah, that's not bad. Vancouver's bad.
Yeah.
Vancouver. So I would think they would probably do 2 Toronto, 1 Montreal, something like that. So from what I know, they're trying to localize it. But it's true, just physical size, our country is tough. Although Brazil, they also had the World Cup recently.
Yeah.
Russia, those are giant countries too.
Speaking
So.
of Brazil, speaking of Brazilians,
Yes, sir.
actually no, we'll do the ref first.
All right.
You want to break it down? What happened?
Yes. So Real Madrid made their return to the Mestalla Stadium, where last year was an extremely intense game, and Vini was racially abused. It wasn't the first time he was racially abused. I think it was the 10th of that season. But it was the highest amount of
100 million.
public. It's terrible. It was the highest amount of public
Mr. Universe,
attention
Mr.
to the
Universe.
racism that
Hold
Vinny
on.
suffered.
I have to edit this.
Yeah,
Go ahead,
facts.
do it again.
So yesterday marked the return to the Mestalla Stadium for Real Madrid, where last year Vini was racially abused for, I believe it was the 10th time that season. But that's what brought it to the highest boiling point in terms of just literal international attention.
Yeah.
I saw all types of American celebrities even posting about support for Vini, where, the Valencia fans, some of them were chanting Mono at him or whatever it was, making the monkey sounds.
That's what it was.
Yeah. And for whatever reason, aside from racism, it's always a tough away game for Madrid. It's always just a very fucking tense game. But they came back to Mestalla wearing the same purple jerseys they wore last year, which obviously, you don't wear the same kits ever back-to-back seasons. They wore the jerseys from last year, not this season. I was like, why are they wearing purple? I've never seen a
Purple,
Jew
no, they
purple.
said they-
Yeah.
Real?
They wore
Yeah,
it because of the
they-
racism Vinny
yeah,
went through. So I'm
they-
sure
they
Adidas
wore the
hooked it
same
up.
one.
Boom, got the new
Nah,
kits.
I'm not gonna
Not
lie.
true.
They
You
would.
didn't wear it because of that.
I don't know
Or the
because of-
colors didn't. Like their colors
fair.
clash with
That's
all of
fair.
Valencia's colors.
That's fair.
Valencia wears white. They have
No,
black
No,
jersey.
it's La Liga rules. Like if there is a color block on your shirt that matches the same color block as on the other shirt, like I think it was, what do you have? Blue, red, white, and gold.
La Liga.
Yeah, that was.
But we've played other teams with white kits and we've never worn purple because
I
that
think
was
it's
last
like
year's jersey.
all of the colors
Honestly,
match
for
all of the colors.
For the narrative, keep going.
Yeah, fuck it.
That was maybe because they have black shorts too. I don't know. It doesn't make sense because if we wore our dark blue, that does not match. Anyways, yeah.
If that was the reason,
I'm-
it's hard as fuck. If
I
that's the
mean,
reason, that's hard
the
as fuck.
only away game the entire season that you do it for is last season's kit.
Oh, what a coincidence.
Yeah, right. Anyways,
Fair.
Vinny said, "I'm gonna put this on. I'll put 2
yeah.
goals, and then
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to get to. Okay, so fall down early, super intense game, fall down 2-0, but then Vini scores in the 45th plus 5th minute,
Yep.
right at the end of the half, which is very demoralizing for Valencia. They thought they was going to have the 2-0 lead going into halftime. Vini puts up the black power fist while the fans are all screaming at him, chanting at him. Nothing racist apparently, but we know what's in their heart as they're yelling at him. So very powerful picture of him to have the fist up. No, say we know what's in their heart. Yeah, even if they didn't say it. So he's got the black fist up, celebrating that goal and everything that it means to him. 2-1. Game goes on, ends up getting another goal, so he's got the double. So for him to come back into that stadium, put 2 on their head was just a really, really powerful moment. But then a lot of drama happens, so we get into added time. And in added time, so they're adding 7 minutes.
Who's we?
The game.
Just
Saying
play
the referee, the referee adds 7 minutes to it. So it's 90 plus 7. Within that 90 plus 7, he calls a penalty for Valencia. It's nowhere near a penalty, but it takes quite a while to review. Let's say at least a minute and a half.
Right.
But he ends up saying, okay, no penalty. So game's going on. Valencia gets a little chance, boom, miss whatever. But Madrid is really going for that 3-2 comeback. We see Madrid do it all the time. Ball's coming out. It's a corner. There's a little bit of a clearance from Valencia. Madrid has the ball. The ref looks like he's about to blow the whistle, but he doesn't. Keep in mind, it's the 98th minute and 30 seconds.
Yep.
I'm thinking minimum, because on top of the VAR review, you have balls going out of bounds, fouls, etc. You need to go to a minimum of 99, but it's 98 in about 30 seconds. Looks like he's about to blow his whistle. He doesn't. The ball goes out to Brahim, and Brahim makes really good shift. And as he's going to cross the ball, the referee blows the final whistle, which is something that you cannot do in that circumstances in any way. If you blow the whistle, you do it the second the ball is cleared. But once again, everyone's losing the fact of the point. Y'all should have gone at least to 99 and really probably 100. And it's only 98 and 30 seconds. Then as he crosses it in, Jude scores the header, which would have been the winning goal. And, you know, it's like 2 seconds after the referee blows the whistle. Everybody wants the ref, was like, oh, what the hell's going on? And Jude said, what the fuck, that was a goal? And they got a red card for it, and they have the quotes of what he said. It might not have been exactly that, but he made no insult to the referee and got a red card after that. And yeah, I'm not that mad in terms of the La Liga table didn't change. Like, it didn't hurt. Actually, no, we actually got 1 more point clear. So, like, we had a good weekend. As a Real Madrid fan, I'm not pissed.
Same.
But from, like, a refereeing standpoint, that was one of the craziest things I have ever seen. Ever. That was insane. So
I will say, like, when it comes
it's nuts. It's nuts. It's
when it
nuts.
comes to referee decisions and even just like feeling how I feel about them, I take the context and apply it to a Champions League final. I apply it to a World Cup final. You do that, your head's off.
Yeah.
Italy, somebody crosses at the World Cup final. His head is off. The mafia will find him before he leaves the country.
Definitely. During the game, what you mean?
Leaving the stadium after doing that shit?
You're not leaving the stadium.
So the reason
your
why
dead body might shit.
I was watching ESPN. He said something interesting.
ESPN Plus,
The guy was like, oh, okay. Well, at the end of the first half,
I saw that.
He called it early. So they were saying he like felt like a moral duty to do the same thing to Real Madrid because he had called it early for Valencia in the first half.
That's not true.
2 lefts make a right now.
Yeah, that was great.
2 lefts make a right.
Yeah.
That was their justification. It's not mine. But
I also very much disagree with that because, yes, Vini did score in the added time of the first half, but he still added, I think it got to 45 plus 6, and that's about where he ended it, which was a lot more fair, and there was no VAR penalty review and fouls and injuries and substitutions and throw-ins and time wasting. And the end of the game, you treat different than the end of a half. We always know that.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, you know, Real Madrid's in 7 points clear at the top. So, like, for title race, I wasn't that mad, and I'm more happy about Vini scoring 2 on those races. But it's actually just like, that is such an awful display for your league, bro. And people say, oh, you know, La Liga refs, but it's like, this is the same season. This season's bad for refs, bro. The Tottenham-Liverpool game, I'm still not over, where offside is supposed to be the one thing that is black and white, yes or no, and they somehow got around and let the game go on. Arteta is almost done talking about VAR because he's like scared of how mad he's going to be talking about it. Serie A with all the shit that just went on. Like, this has just been such a horrific season for refs, bro.
Fixing. I don't really know what, like...
It's so bad.
I don't know what more
crazy
evidence people need.
It's a history
it's
with
bad,
It's
bro.
a history with
somebody made money off of the amount of red cards. Like somebody gambled there's gonna be 3 red cards in the last match, and he probably made $100,000. Somebody gambled that the game between Real Madrid and Villarreal was gonna end 2-2.
Valencia, yeah. Had to be 2-2. Yeah.
And the ref got a nice check from that one.
Hey, we know Barca been paying the refs. That's facts.
That's
legitimately though,
hey,
too. Legitimately.
That is a true statement.
Yeah. So, again, I'm not even trying to be a petty Madrid fan. We're great in the league, but it's like, damn, bro. Damn.
I will say, yeah, even with like VAR and the attempt to like obviously make it more official, we always talk about the ref's role and just the role of officiating within a game. You're going to not only piss someone off, but there always is going to be a mistake within making a judgment. So I don't even know why like people associate VAR with perfectionism, though obviously with being able to replay and see the distinct details, but the judgment. Because for instance, the penalty he called for Valencia was a terrible call. If it was not for VAR, they probably scored and they win. And then you can clearly see Fran Garcia takes the ball from him and then he kicks the air, and that's why the guy fell. So that's where I'm like, nah, I was even telling my sister I was watching, I was like, see, that's actually what VAR is good. If back then that's a penalty, Madrid probably loses. They took away the penalty. So I understand VAR there's some positives, especially I'd say penalty reviews and offsides. But dog, just this season for refs, worldwide, don't make it a La Liga thing, even though La Liga's been trashed too. It's bad. It's not a good look, bro. Hey man,
and now we got a blue card coming?
Maybe. Let's move on.
Like,
wait, can I bring something up?
Quickly, please.
Whatever you want.
It might not be quick.
No, then.
Well, it might be fire.
It's worth it. Give me.
It's 6:46. It's 6:46.
Give me 2.5 minutes. I feel like we can't move on from the Vinicius situation
Yeah.
without talking about kind of something that we brought up in the group chat. But
Yeah.
we've been getting a lot of comments under our posts.
Oh yeah, we have to talk about this. Yes,
asking us why we bring race into everything, asking us why us Americans are always concerned about race and keep football out of race. But I don't know. I think we should discuss this because
Yeah, we have to.
at the end of the day, like even us sitting here talking about the situation with Vinicius,
Yeah.
is the reason why like we have to talk about
Yeah.
race. And this idea of like color blindness, like we don't see race, you guys are creating racism by talking about race, is exactly what people in power use to like continue racism and like racial structures. Like if you look at the US and you look at affirmative action, the Supreme Court recently shut down affirmative action because they're saying like, oh, it creates too many like racial classifications. The Constitution is colorblind. We shouldn't separate people by their race. But what that actually does is just allow situations in which people are being discriminated against to continue. So I don't know. I think it's worth talking about because we had like 500 comments on our post and
more than that.
And instead of ignoring it, we could actually like address it.
Yeah.
And, like, attempt to educate people who may not know why it's important.
I mean, it's just crazy. And just going to what you said, if you don't break things down by race or gender or age or whatever it is, you can't find the problems that are a certain particular group of people have to deal with. If you try to put a blanket over everything and everything's the same, then you can never actually solve the problems for certain things that certain people go through. And that's just something that we're addressing. And then us as Black content creators, we're now showing that if you're a Black content creator, this is what you have to go through in this space.
It's true.
There's shits about, first of all, there's calling us basketball fans talking about culture was just a crazy statement.
Facts.
Then you got the things about, oh, y'all need to get out of Europe and go back to Africa. There's like Black Americans, this or that. Then victims mentality, then calling us thugs. And then people, like, it's actually insane, bro. And y'all are proving our point. And it's even crazier when one of the clips was just saying talented Black players on the pitch helps Black culture off the pitch be shown. Y'all clearly can't even read a caption or get to the end of the video or read the title in the video. So on top of the racism, the reading comprehension is awful. I hope for better schools for all of you. God damn, bro, it's really, really unfortunate, bro.
Gabe was looking to God.
Yeah, they come to our universities, though. Don't get that twisted. It's got the best university. So it's just like, damn, y'all niggas is really fucking stupid.
It's a good point. It's a good point. And the one thing I will say is that if your knee-jerk reaction as you're watching a clip in which people who are Black and talking about football bring up race, and your reaction is, oh, I don't see race. I don't care. I think Leao is the same as any white player, or I think Osimhen is the same as any white player. I don't see him as any different. That's good, and I'm glad that you feel that they are the same as any player. However, they are coming from a certain background where globally, because this world has been built on structures where white people and Black people and people of color are systemically judged differently and then are treated differently by fans and by media, it is important for us as Black creators to be like, yo, there is a difference here, to highlight it as we continue to work to change that. So like if you are like, oh, I don't think there's any problem with this player because they're Black, that's good. I mean, that's normal. You should feel that way. But let us do the work to make sure that others understand that these systemic issues exist because you need that to change.
Even you about to say something?
I am, but go ahead after you.
I was gonna say even on like a more surface level, like it shouldn't be an issue for us to uplift Black players.
Yeah, bro.
Because at the end of the day, like you said, they go through different experiences. Like every single weekend, we're talking about an instance of racism in one of the leagues in the world. And so if we're not uplifting Black players, who is? If we're not calling attention to specifically this group of players who have to go through a specific set of like burden and circumstances, bro, we have clips of like Balotelli and all these players actually crying on the pitch because of like what they've dealt with. And so
also,
like,
if your knee-jerk reaction is to go, well, why don't you guys highlight white players? Dude, go highlight the white players.
And we do highlight white players.
Who is stopping you?
We just made a clip about Brahim Diaz.
Yeah.
Come on, dog.
Moroccan.
Yeah. I mean, that's a nationality, though. We still
No, to add on for real, y'all know I don't watch comments as much, but it really breaks down to the fact that the reason why we're talking about this type of stuff, you guys have done a great job of explaining. But for the people who watch, you should ask yourselves, why don't you see people like us doing what we do often? Ask yourselves why we are, one of, if not the only pod in the U.S., globally, Americans, that are putting on the way we're putting on. Why is the culture that we be trying to do for a long time, the culture that trying to push that isn't there?
Yeah.
And that answer solves everything.
And I'm just gonna add. Oh, go ahead. You want to do?
Let me just. Can we move on? Because it's 6:15.
Yeah, I was gonna do one comparison, but
Well, I think you'll still have a chance to, because
That's fine.
speaking about the reason why it's important to highlight black players and how
Yeah.
the media treats black players differently. Pogba's ban came up again recently.
yeah,
That's a player who, me personally, I'll say, like, I grew up an AC Milan fan, but for whatever reason was still a huge fan of him, even though he played at Juventus and cooked my team a billion times. You said the other day, football needs a Pogba, and it's really sad because at the end of the day, the details aren't clear. No one is sure exactly what he did and what went wrong, but it has to be said that his energy and what he brought to the game is missing. And I just think that as a podcast, we should just talk about him and what he meant to the game, and probably just, a PSA out to fans who are so quick to judge him, because at the end of the day, Pogba was like, he's not the type of person, at least from my judgment, to do something that gave him like an athletic advantage. It doesn't make sense. Like and I don't know anything. I'm just speculating. I'm talking with these people on the podcast.
From my understanding, it was more so like when he was undergoing treatment for his injury.
Yeah.
Something that the doctor had given him or whoever had given him to treat his injury had traces of something that's a substance that is banned or not allowed. And so even that should invoke some level of empathy, because the guy's actually just trying to recover and come. It's not like he was fully fit playing and he was doping and like even the phrase doping like insinuates like that he was cheating or doing something wrong. He's actually trying to recover from an injury so he could play again.
So, and we know how good he was way before any of that was ever involved. This is probably 100%. That was the lowest point of his career when this doping scandal came up. And there's just a history of sports in terms of people doing it through the recovery process and wanting the best and the newest sort of, substances for their body. And I mean, if it's banned and he didn't know and the doctor prescribed it, I just feel like there should be some level of conversation or some level of first strike sort of thing. Like the fact that it's just 4 years. And his career's done, bro.
The way the media the way the media will lift you up and turn you into this figure that
they'll turn you down faster.
PP. Listen, man, we're talking about what Pogs really brought. As you can see here, know what I'm saying?
Yes.
He was a baller on the pitch to the point where, listen, everybody wanted to dance like him, get cuts like him. He brought a certain joy. And let's be very honest, that joy pissed off a lot of people, which is very sad to see, and why the empathy is not being shown now, because there was a lot of that lack of empathy when he was at United.
Yeah.
Graham Souness?
You know what I'm saying? It was on his head all the time.
That's true.
And it's definitely, I hope he finds just a lot of comfort, but just more so validation and affirmation in what he holds in terms of cultural relevancy. Because those who know football know, and guys, a ball, he didn't need to dope. Bro,
Definitely
he's taller than everybody, quicker than everybody. If you listen to
better
Prem
feet than
ballers,
everybody,
bro, Prem ballers used to be like, oh shit, this guy's getting subbed on, we're fucked.
Yeah.
Know what I'm saying? So he didn't even have to dope. He won. You see the ball he gave Mbappe in the World Cup?
Yeah.
He doping don't do that one, bro.
Yeah, just one of the most talented, purely talent, one of the most talented players I've ever seen.
Ever.
And at his peak, the sort of things he did with his frame too, box-to-box midfield, the passing, the shooting,
It's crazy.
the vision, the confidence, the swagger doing it, the clutch moments, World Cup winner.
Yeah.
Like we post on Wave Footy, don't ever get it twisted. He held a World Cup trophy, bro. So you ain't done nothing close to that. Don't chat about him, bro.
It's even, from the doping things that went on with his family that got exposed within the last year and with the French national team. He talked about the fact that he didn't even want to be famous anymore. He wanted people to love him for him. How money fucks up families, how money messes up a lot of things. And so, not everything that shines is gold. But hopefully he can make a comeback to do what he loves.
Yeah.
Speaking of gold, Gold Cup, the draw. I just want to talk about it quickly.
Yeah, go ahead.
In the Gold Cup, Puerto Rico against Costa Rica.
The Women's Gold Cup.
In the Women's Gold Cup, Costa Rica. In the Women's Gold Cup, there was a draw. So let me just say this properly.
Yeah.
In the Women's Gold Cup, Costa Rica and Puerto Rico, on every metric possible to differentiate them to see which team would advance to the next round, they were tied. Goals, goal difference,
fair play for yellow cards and
fair play
shit.
for yellow cards, red cards, everything tied. So this was the team rules before they entered the tournament. It's not like they made this up. This is what was standard. But the solution to figure out which team would go through was to do a live draw.
Yep.
Like a literal draw of like paper, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
How do y'all feel about the fact that a nation had to pay to bring their players? Because both of these federations are not the wealthiest. Like, no offense to either one of them, but like
100%.
these are growing federations who are trying to grow the sport of football in their countries.
Yeah.
You pay to send your team, a representative of your federation, to a tournament. You do everything you can. You have qualified, but another team has done exactly what you've done, and so now you have to go home because another paper was drawn instead of yours. How would you feel?
I would feel pretty awful because it's literally, I've never heard of that actually happening. I always knew about the rule, but I've never seen it get to that, especially.
It happened in the World Cup with Senegal and Japan.
2002?
No, Russia.
2018?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. It wasn't a draw. It wasn't a draw.
Oh, it wasn't a draw, but they went crazy far down the statistics.
It was yellow cards.
Okay.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Yeah, that it's just nuts. But I would say, I think a solution is
what's the solution?
It's hard to have a whole nother game. That's a lot on their bodies. But I think the fairest, which is still kind of a coin flip, penalty shootout. Just do a penalty shootout. If you knew at the end of that game that was the result, because and they should have, because a lot of the times the last group stage games, they're all played at the exact same time, so people can't go off of different results. If you can know by the end of that every single thing is the same, just do a shootout on that same thing. You don't have to reschedule anything. They wait the 15 minutes so they can confirm all the stats, do all their super verification, throw it through AI to double check everything is equal. Penalty shootout. I think that's the fairest way.
Good for viewership.
It's amazing for viewership, and it's already how we settle ties in footy.
Exactly.
So I think penalty shootout would solve it. Tough for them. Shout out PR for the opportunity. They gave it all. They're all. Shout out Costa Rica for advancing. Then Canada won, but shout out both of them. But damn, it's unfair.
So my reaction: football is cruel.
Sports is cool. Yeah.
So Beach Soccer World Cup happened recently. Brazil beat Italy 6-4 to win the World Cup, the Beach Soccer World Cup. I don't have anything like crazy to talk about. It was just I watched like some highlights on YouTube the other day.
Yeah.
I don't know. Have you guys ever played beach soccer? What are your guys' thoughts on the sport? A lot of beach soccer players are professional players that actually are able to make more money in beach soccer than as professionals, because it's like a weird
it's a niche.
It's a weird niche, where actually
specializing in something.
Specialization. Yeah.
But so when I first got into footy, I was just watching. If it was footy, I was watching. So I watched 2006 World Cup, 2007 Women's World Cup, and I think around then was the 2007 Beach Soccer Beach World Cup. And so I've actually seen it, and it's just crazy to watch, bro. Like, the ball is always in the air. They're constantly doing bicycle kicks. Like, it's just nuts, bro. I've never seen it. It looks like a joke almost. Like, it's crazy. It's really crazy to watch.
It looks like a different type of workout.
Yeah.
Yes.
Even just running in the sand. I do a sand run, bro. That shit's heavy, so.
I do that shit every morning.
Good.
You run this.
Which beach in New York do you go to?
Coney Island.
Nice.
Yes,
nice.
Every morning.
Yeah.
You're a real hustler, bro.
Yep.
Let's stop on the F train.
Catch me on Coney Island.
With Joe Byron. Yeah.
Nah, I'm not gonna lie. Beach soccer is fun though, and like it's also a different type of collaborative mindset. Just it's volleyball.
Yeah. True.
Oh, that's cool.
What do you want to talk about?
Real quick, I just want to shout out the NWSL for an amazing 10 out of 10 rollout for their new kits for the new season with Nike. I honestly don't see any flops. Like, just overall, they did incredible. Whether it's Gotham, whether it's one of my favorites actually is Orlando Pride. So Orlando Pride usually wears the purple home, white away, but they have this kind of Florida orange design for theirs. It's actually incredible. We'll put it on the screen. So I've never seen them wear this sort of color. It's cool to tap into the state overall and not something that just, is their usual purple and white. So in terms of a team kind of bringing out something new that they haven't done before, Orlando's orange kit for me is probably my favorite. San Diego really upgraded their stuff too. I thought that was fire.
San Diego Waves. That kid is amazing.
Yeah, the wave one is fire. How do you feel about the Spirit, the two-tone?
Don't let me talk about that shit.
No.
So I'd say for me, I'm gonna go with Orlando Pride, man.
I think my favorite is the Portland Thorns. They came out with this like red and yellow colorway.
Yeah, that was cool.
I don't know what it reminds me of, but it just reminds me of like summer.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know. It's very like positive.
It is.
For lack of a better word.
It is.
My favorite one is Racing Louisville's one.
A lot of people like that one.
The away, I don't know if it's an away. The Racing Louisville's, it's like a diamond checker with like faint of green.
Ooh.
It is. Really
that's your vibe,
cool.
Kendrick.
It is really.
That's
cool.
your vibe. For
And
sure.
also, something that's underrated is when the kit sponsor works with the kit well. Racing Louisville's kit sponsor works really well with the kit. It's
That's
like a nice
true.
little circle.
That's true.
Very, very good colors. Summer colors too.
Yeah.
There's a lot of heaters on here. Shout out Gotham with their first star.
Always,
Big
always.
Shout out Gotham, know what I'm saying? Shout out Houston. Shout out Deanna Ordonez.
Gang.
About to be styling out in the orange joint. You see how they got the
Orange is
the
hard.
different layers.
The Prince fire on that one.
was
That's
about
one
to
of the best
say,
prints.
Nah,
Low key,
Houston.
Angel City could have done a little more. I don't love the black, but the pink one is a really nice soft pink. And as you can see today, I love the color pink. So but shout out NWSL, bro. That's fire. Go for her. Shout out Nicole Payne going to the Portland Thorns. That's tough. That's way back shit.
Remember?
That's like Duke stuff, right?
Remember?
Almost crazy.
Remember?
Definitely, but that's wild.
Guys.
Wavy goes way back, bro. Little do they know. Oh, low key, the only thing though, Bay FC, the new club.
Yeah.
To have white and black as your home and away, it's like
They got a template.
the Bay. Cause look, let's go to put the camera on Seb. Talking about the A Bay behind you, the Oakland Roots. Look at that. So for the Bay, man, I mean,
Get
I
in
don't
there.
know.
I'm
I don't
crying.
know. They could have. I
They
mean,
got a template.
They starting out
it's
safe.
starting out
They
safe. I
playing
guess.
it safe, you know, build their fan
Yeah,
base, get
that's
them
fair.
out.
That's fair.
They could easily do a white.
Hey, they
out
got
or
the
a
players
black
though.
out.
They got
Oh,
Asi
yeah,
Sat.
facts.
They got Shorty from
Mhm.
Zambia 2 Row Record.
They
transfer
focusing
fee.
on the pitch now.
Yeah.
What they wearing.
I won't lie, like even looking at how the jerseys are spread, if you look at the West Coast, you know, Barba AFC, if you look at San Diego and Angel City, they have very vibrant colors. As you said, it felt nice.
Mhm.
That even creates its own aesthetic and just energy when playing.
No,
It is, and it's the difference between NorCal and SoCal. So maybe
Bro.
that's the vibe. Because NorCal is the more, a little, like, they're just less colorful. They don't have as warm weather as SoCal. So I can see that being a little thing, too.
Tech
Maybe, like,
Central, Tech
you know,
Central.
you know what I'm saying? So, hey, fire, though. But, yeah, we got to talk about what we're wearing. Got to talk about what we're listening to. If y'all want to shout out some tunes in your face real quick.
I mean, shit, let's get some tunes, man.
Yeah.
What y'all bumping? What got y'all feeling?
I got to
nice on
shout
this
out
warm
Little
day?
Simz. Little Simz low-key dropped an Afrofuturistic album. It even has like her as a robot. I don't know if it's her, but like a robot on the cover. And like it's like dance music that incorporates dance, electro, EDM, house, Brazilian funk, Jersey club, drill. Everything about it is just it actually sounds like the future of music. I can imagine us in like these super
Fire.
crazy high-tech fits just listening to this genre-less dance music just with like crazy it actually just felt like a genuine Afrofuturistic album. And it's so cool for her as like seen as very much a super lyrical poet type of rapper to just drop some dancey shit and still rap on it. And she was rapping in Portuguese on the song Fever. That's my favorite track from the album or EP. So nah, shout out Little Simz.
So it was a NYU class. It was a sports science class.
Okay.
There was a professor who was essentially explaining the future. That's why
Yeah, okay. I was wondering what I was like with it.
the
Yeah, I
future
got you.
of how sports can be. And he's developing an app where basically athletes and their injuries are tracked. So you create like
A digital twin of you?
a digital twin of an athlete
That's insane.
that is monitored to find out when certain injuries are likely to happen. So during the game, there is a twin that is digitally playing and being tracked alongside you. And the second there is a likelihood of an injury to happen, you're pulled out of the game. What also is possible with that is that you can create like simulations for entire matches. Because if you have enough data from every single player, you can essentially simulate what's going to happen down to the second that like someone may like take a bad touch statistically. Like if they receive
course,
the
of
ball
course, of
at
Yeah.
this angle with this speed and there's this amount
Data,
of players near
data.
them, it is 90% likely that they are going to take a bad touch. You can tell someone in their ear, press here. Would y'all be okay with that entering football? Just quick. yes or no.
I'm okay with it, but I do not think humans in the heat of competition have the brain power to process what's going on that the AI can do. Whole point of AI getting to the level that is, it's way past human potential and does it a bajillion times faster than we'll ever dream of. When you're physically tired in the 60th minute, you've been running up the wing, you do not have time for that when he puts the ball outside to then think 60%. Our brains
depends.
can't do that,
Yeah.
but I think it could be useful research. I think it could be useful research. I just don't think on the pitch you can process that.
Yeah, I would say definitely data science has its own, place in football. If you look at Leicester City when they won the chip, one of the biggest things was more so the fact that, okay, they use data science to get the players from RS to Conte due to how, their efficiency ratings. In terms of trends and analyzing things on the pitch, obviously, like you said, breaking down to the minor details can be hard. But if you see certain trends, for instance, if you see during transition periods, Vini takes a big touch if he's left alone, then those type of things can be used, okay, like defensive patterns and whatnot. Hopefully, obviously, it doesn't limit the individuality in terms of expression. And at the end of the day, too, when you try to box people, and one of the things within football, we like seeing somebody who can dribble and beat, a bunch of players and finish. But that's the thing that you can't like practice for. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what makes Messi Messi. That's why coaches, I don't know how to stop the guy.
Yeah.
And so if you box people into certain mentalities of even defending, when something that's not being processed happens, you're more finished than before.
Because you need to allow for the creativity of the human in that. Because the more you roboticize it, which people are already complaining about with the sport, I don't think it's a good thing. But that's crazy. I think on the injury angle, there's so much with AI, with data science, with augmented reality that it can really help with though. That's really powerful. So sports medicine would be good because there's too many injuries right now. If we can use the science for that, and I know we can get there, that would be amazing. Even head injuries, which is an underrated thing in footy too.
True.
We're talking about. So
sorry.
Yeah.
No, you're good. Man. I mean, we did Fitz in the other one.
Yeah, we don't have to do Fitz actually. They'll see the next episode.
I mean, shit. So.
I can shout out a quick artist.
I was about to say same.
Yeah.
After you.
Strands, No Peace, No Time. Calm little UK song. Just interesting like flow. It's not common in the UK, so
I fuck with him heavy. He's tough.
Being on the UK vibe, shout out Scraps as well. For me, my guy, always doing his thing with nines. Shout out Ghana Man, Small God. For me, he had a whole thing, bridging the gap. And then Nems, for me, he dropped PTSD.
Bangers.
It's always interesting to see like the garage type beat, mixed. I don't know if there was Little Joe patterns, but if you remember, Quang Phase dropped a freestyle called Freedom last year, giving the same type of vibes. And so there's definitely a connection there. You see it.
That's a Sade sample on that joint.
Crazy. Went hard.
So that's gonna be my first sample Sunday.
No, do that.
Bring it back.
If I were to pick one, there's a Amapiano song called Mbappe by Tyler ECU. Tyler ICU. I was out this weekend and I like randomly went to this place where there was a DJ that had like all Amapiano set and he played that joint. And I was like, bro, I've been listening to this song nonstop. Like I didn't expect to hear it out.
Yeah.
And everybody was jumping up and down, going crazy. So shout out to
that's fire.
Tyler ICU.
As I always do, shouting out a lot of shit from LA. Got to shout out Schoolboy Q for dropping his new album, Blue Lips. Beautiful, beautiful album. He did a whole lot of stuff on it. But to see kind of his growth from being from the streets of LA and everything he was dealing with to now talking about raising his daughter and playing golf as part of like increasing his mental health and things of that nature. Just to see, I like seeing rappers and hip hop in general age with grace and age well and not try to be at a certain age and trying to act younger, trying to act like your older self.
Like Drake?
Yes, actually, 100%. So that was really good to see. And just the level of vulnerability that he's went through in his situation and everything he went through in Los Angeles. Very powerful album. And yeah, man, LA is going crazy right now. When you think about from the music scene, you add in like Kendrick Lamar, Tyler the Creator, then blasting R&B. Then you got Vince Staples dropping TV shows, Issa Rae's dropping TV shows. Even if you don't fuck with her, Doja Cat's going crazy. She's from out there too. Billie Eilish. Like Los Angeles culture right now, they on top. Adding fashion too, all the Hollywood stuff. LA's going crazy, bro. LA's really on top. So yeah. For sure.
Thank you, beautiful people, for joining us.
Yes, subscribe.
51.
Hey, we in March. We made it to March, man.
Yeah. Happy Women's History Month for sure.
Amen. Stay beautiful.
Love y'all.
Peace.